Oh, let's do that opening scene. Hey guys, CryptoDad here. Thanks for joining us on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. Gonna move some crypto around for you guys for real tonight. And as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't troubleshoot your problems here live. So we've had some momentous historical events in the crypto market over the last few days, and kind of a not much of a market reaction to these, but these are indeed momentous and historical. We'll talk about them. Trump signed the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. I guess it was an executive order. I think it still needs to pass Congress if they're actually going to make it official. And also we had the Crypto Summit at the White House hosted by Donald Trump with several industry leaders in the crypto sector. So both of those events were unthinkable just a few years back. So truly momentous times that we live in. So we'll do that in the news. I want to talk about Ledger clear signing technology and what it is and why it's important. A lot of people that use DeFi in the past and even in the present have to enable what's called blind signing, which is basically just signing a transaction on your hardware device that's connected to your DeFi wallet without actually knowing exactly what it is or being able to confirm exactly what you're doing. And we've just kind of done this out of force of habit. Someone had asked me, is it only Ledger that has blind signing? And I think it's just a terminology issue. Ledger refers to it as blind signing, but it's really the norm for just about any hardware wallet that's verifying a transaction. The information that you're seeing on the screen of the device is usually code if it's a smart contract. You're not really seeing clearly, hey, I'm signing this trade. I'm going to, use this crypto to buy it. I'm going to get this crypto in return. It's not clearly laid out in English, right? So even though Ledger uses the term blind signing, and then they also have their new clear signing initiative, it pretty much applies to any hardware wallet that's approving a smart contract, depending on the smart contract. So I want to talk about that. I know we're in the weeds already. Let's get over and thank everyone that's here tonight. I really appreciate you guys being here. I hope I'm not muted or anything crazy like that. Sometimes I just go on, and then I look over and everyone's screaming, I can't hear you. But I think we're good. So I want to thank everyone. Kenny was here early, along with Andreas, who was talking about steaks. Andreas, cool. I love steaks. We've got a gas grill out on the porch, but I still haven't started using it because it's still winter here. We've had a few nice days, but I'm still cooking inside, and we had pork chops. But I do, you know how dads are about their tools, and I bought an iron skillet a few months back, and I'm just loving the iron skillet, the way that it puts a nice crust on the meat. And so we did pork chops tonight. So, but I hope everybody out there is doing well and having a nice meal on their own or wherever you may be. Mark Schlossberg from Slovakia, good to have you here. Mr. Miski, Hans Hannah 350, Simona Mulen, Mobile Android, back again. Good to have you back. It's been a bit, hasn't it? Gregory Wieland, W, Dusted in Shadow, good night, or good to have you here. Good evening all, yes. E. Poston from Colorado. HR by Catherine is in New York City. And Bobby is in Brooklyn. That's cool. We got 2 New Yorkers here with us tonight, maybe more. Abel Matthew, Fred McIntyre, thank you for that reminder to smash the like button. I appreciate that. Amsterdam, Holland, I think I may have said hello to you. Ron is here. Crypto Otis, Emmanuel, ABCD. Awesome. All right, so that's everybody. Somebody said, oh, why do you greet everybody? Well, I think when people come into a live stream, they like to be acknowledged publicly. And so I do it. It's just my habit. Let's see. If you've never been in the stream before, I've got a bunch of great stuff down in the description below. Stuff we're going to talk about. Our agenda. I want to get to all this tonight. We're going to do clear signing and then some trades and transfers and maybe some swaps too, because I just opened up Rabby Wallet, and they, whenever you open it up, it runs the latest version, and the notes said that they now support clear signing. So we're going to try that out and see how that works. My latest video, I just posted this video, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. I think it was yesterday, on doing crypto taxes using Ledger, and it has my first official Coinbase commercial in the video. It's about a 90-second promo. I've never really done them before. I usually will, like if someone comes to me and wants me to do a video, it's usually a tutorial for a wallet of something like that. But I've never been approached. Well, actually, I have been approached to do like a 90-second promo or a 60 or a 30-second promo, and I've never done it. This was my first time. It was a lot more work than I expected. I was like, how can you like only want their 30-second video? That's like nothing. Well, as it turns out, there's a lot of tweaking and a lot of back and forth, a lot of re-records and, re-edits. And so it was quite a bit of work, but I'm glad got it done. And it's a company I believe in. And so there you go. I'm in the big leagues now. Let's see. Also, where are we here? We've got our agenda, my latest video, my recommended video from Scrilla is the same as last week. I don't think he's done anything since then. It's his 2-year review for the Tangem Wallet. You might want to check that out if you're interested in Tangem. I've got some Tangem videos of my own. As a matter of fact, while we're on the subject, I don't know if I pointed this out to you guys before. Let me see here. Views. What are we? Oh, we're still in live. Okay, we go to videos. We go to views, and of course, my my Google Authenticator video has over 1 million views. It's one of my good ones, right? My Keep Crypto Safe rant, where I was complaining about people not using. Not wanting to update their wallets and being obsessed with, hanging on to their old wallets and, replacing the screens and all kinds of nonsense like that. That rant was over 100,000. But I did also want to point out that my Tangem setup guide is close to 100,000. I don't think you can see it here. Where is it? Yeah, 99,850. So that's been getting a lot of traction. I love Tangem wallets. They're great for beginners. Of course, I've got a lot of Ledger videos here. I think, where are we here? Yeah, how to set up a Ledger Nano X from 2020. It's got 227,000 views. So good stuff. I'm just tooting my own horn. But I've been around for 7 years. Or so, and it's good to see that a lot of people enjoy my tutorials. Thank you. Let's see, we got all these affiliate links if you want to buy any of these products that I'm talking about. We've got the Ledger STAX, Ledger Flex, Trezor Safe 5, their flagship wallet, Tangem deals. You can get a discount on Tangem by using my checkout code. And they told me that will be forever. Yeah, it was like the promise to Abraham, right? From this day forward, your checkout code and your descendants will get a 10% discount. So pretty happy. Great guys over there at Tangem. One Key also has a great touch screen with haptic feedback, color. The One Key Pro, I really like that wallet, and they're also a great company to work with. And it has a fingerprint reader on it. It's a very advanced wallet. And you might want to check out One Key. And then I've got some companies here that do metal seed phrase storage medium. That's just where you can store, instead of writing it on a piece of paper, you can put it in metal. And I got a couple there. News stories. We'll get to that first story. And I've got them all linked here. And these are the news stories that we're going to cover. And if you want to get a hold of me, there's some information down here at the bottom on how to get in touch with me and set up a session if you want. But before you say, hey, CryptoDad, help me, I want to pay for a consulting session, maybe just shoot me an email with a well-worded question, and I might be able to just solve your problem right there. I do it a lot. So shoot me an email, please. And then if that doesn't help, then maybe we can talk more about getting together. So let's see. Let's jump into the news. This was Thursday, I think this was Thursday evening. Donald Trump signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. That was March 7th. So creates a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a digital asset stockpile, both of which will initially use cryptocurrency forfeited in government criminal cases. Just a few minutes ago, he signed it. I don't want to get too far into it and repeat myself. We knew that he was going to sign it. It's like a digital Fort Knox. It will be kept as a store of value, and they won't sell anything. Budget neutral strategies. Responsible stewardship. They will not buy any additional cryptocurrencies for the stockpile beyond those obtained through forfeiture proceedings. Now, that's kind of what the letdown was for a lot of people, and that's why we didn't really just see Bitcoin hit the roof after this. I think it's going to take a while for it to sink in. Maybe a lot of people don't really realize how important that is. But let's talk about the market reaction and some of the naysayers here. Bitcoin was down 6% on Friday, the morning after he signed this order. Mostly because they announced that they're not planning on buying any Bitcoin. They're only going to use Bitcoin that they already have, that they've seized in criminal cases. So I read a mainstream article. I was going to try and find it. I couldn't find it. But they said there were some people in the industry that commented that it was lipstick on a pig, that it was just kind of a rebranding of some crypto that the government already owns, which in a way is true. But this is really groundbreaking. There's a lot of, first of all, okay, so the government, is not, quote unquote, going to be buying Bitcoin, which was kind of the hope that the government would be a customer, right? And that they would be, pressing the market forward by buying a bunch of Bitcoin. But, what's more important really is that they're not planning on selling it. They've made the commitment not to sell any of it. They're going to keep it as a store of value, and that's big news because there was a lot of speculation about whether or not the government was going to dump all their Bitcoin on the market and tank the market. And so they've said, no, we're not going to sell. So that should be, good. And but there were a lot of people that said, hey, this is not that big of a deal, right? Let's see. But even though the market reacted badly and some industry or finance industry people were skeptical about this, there were some positives. The Electric Capital CEO, Archival, said in an X post, "Who the hell sells the news of a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve?" The fact that Trump Bitcoin Strategic Reserve EO is not pumping Bitcoin straight to 420,000 confirms there has never been a greater risk-adjusted time to buy Bitcoin. 99% of people simply have no idea what's going on, right? Now, here are some, I mentioned, hey, it's great news that they've done it. It adds legitimacy to Bitcoin. It's great news that they're not selling Bitcoin, even though they may not be buying Bitcoin. And it adds, I already said adds legitimacy, but let's look at this little list here. Dramatically reduces the likelihood the U.S. government will someday ban Bitcoin, right? There was people throwing that around. Oh, they're going to ban Bitcoin. Well, not going to, it's hard to ban Bitcoin when the government officially holds Bitcoin in their strategic reserve. Number two, dramatically increases the likelihood that other nations will establish strategic Bitcoin reserves, which even adds even more to the legitimacy of Bitcoin, and possibly these other countries might be buying Bitcoin. Ecuador has been buying a lot of El Salvador, Ecuador, I forget which country. Yeah, I think it was El Salvador is the one that has been buying a lot of Bitcoin that legalized as a official currency. Number three, accelerates the speed at which other nations will consider establishing strategic Bitcoin reserves because it creates a short-term window for nations to front-run potential additional buying by the U.S. Four, makes it much harder for institutions from national account advisor platforms to quasi-governmental agencies like the IMF to position Bitcoin as somehow dangerous or inappropriate to hold. So yeah, bashing Bitcoin has fallen out of favor. And then this little thing here about the Bitcoin, the government may be buying Bitcoin in the future. There's also the potential of the government seizing more Bitcoin. Right? So that would, put more Bitcoin in the strategic reserve and lock down more and more Bitcoin that will not be sold, which is good for the market, right? Things are good on the market when everyone's buying rather than dumping. And so the more crypto that the U.S. government seizes and puts in the strategic reserve, the more that takes it off the table, right? So a lot of good things about this. Let's go and talk a little more about this crypto summit. So by hosting the crypto summit with a lot of crypto industry leaders, Trump has turned crypto from oppressed industry to centerpiece of U.S. strategy. Now this was a X post by the Crypto.com CEO Chris Marszalek. And basically he's saying, in the short 4 months since the greatest political comeback of all time, President Donald Trump turned crypto from an oppressed industry under constant attack into the centerpiece of his strategy to kickstart the new golden age of America. We've seen disastrous policies like Operation Choke Point 2.0 being reversed. That was where the banks were and the government agencies were intentionally trying to stifle the crypto industry by going after crypto-friendly banks. Well, that's in the past, right? There's also some important crypto-related bills coming in, and the fact that they've done the Strategic Reserve and the Crypto Summit have added more legitimacy to crypto, more eyeballs on crypto. And so it gives these very important crypto-related bills an impetus in Congress, right? There might be a lot of people in Congress that don't even know what crypto is and are hearing more about it in the news because of these events. So that's going to wake up Congress, people in Congress. So all in all, these two events are really going to help the industry, even though we had a short-term pullback. It could just be a buy the rumor, sell the news thing, but I think there was some disappointment mixed in with that when they found out that the government wasn't going to be out there buying a bunch of Bitcoin on the open market. But not a big deal. And, I've got this linked down below. We talked about some of the people and industries and companies that are skeptical of the strategic reserve. Some of the U.S. states have rejected the idea. There were some bills up before in the state legislatures. Various states were considering a Bitcoin reserve, and they were rejected. But I believe there are still a few states that it could happen. Texas comes to mind, but I don't know that right now. But they're mentioning, what are the states? They list them here and there in this article at some point. But J.P. Morgan did not only is there skepticism about congressional approval for such a strategic crypto reserve, but also the feasibility of including smaller tokens outside Bitcoin and Ethereum, given their high risk and volatility. We're talking about pretty established cryptos that they're talking about, like Sol, ADA, and XRP. These are not fly-by-night meme coins, right? Yes, the crypto market is volatile. That is a fact. But yeah, they're not chopped liver, right? So yeah, those are the states there. Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wyoming have all rejected the Bitcoin strategic reserve, probably because a lot of the state legislators in those states don't really quite understand crypto and, are just kind of used to hearing crypto being bashed. So it's going to take a while for people to kind of come around in that respect. Swiss National Bank is not going to do a crypto reserve, but this is kind of, this is a one-sided article talking about the reservations and skepticism because there are other countries and other states that are still considering Bitcoin reserves. And then some good news in the crypto industry. Coinbase to add 1,000 more U.S. jobs in 2025 thanks to Trump, according to Brian Armstrong. After the crypto summit, Brian Armstrong announced that they would be on a hiring spree at Coinbase. Coinbase is planning to hire about 1,000 people this year as a direct result of his actions in the first 60 days or so, Armstrong said in a video posted on X right outside the White House. Stock having a little problem, but it was kind of it got kind of pumped up there back in the day, and so it's just like Amazon. Amazon was, in the stratosphere in the, the crypto.com bubble, but people that bought and held Amazon that bought it back in 2000 are pretty happy today. So we'll see, right? And also this is a wallet story. I just wanted to bring this up. A lot of people think that Bitcoin is anonymous. It is not. And there was a dark web market that shut down in 2016 that was holding quite a bit of Bitcoin at the time. A lot of people said that maybe it was a rug pull or something, and people were, they were taking people's funds, because a dark web market kind of works like escrow. People have accounts where they deposit their crypto, and then they use that to purchase their illicit products. And there's always that danger that the people that run the market might just, shut down and take whatever's in the escrow fund. And that's apparently what happened. But there's been some movement in those wallets, right? Bitcoin is on the blockchain. There are a lot of services and firms that do blockchain analysis, that monitor the blockchain. And so whenever a wallet makes a transaction, moves funds, it's detectable. So somebody moves some Bitcoin from one of these wallets or a couple of the wallets. After 9 years of inactivity, transferred $77 million worth of Bitcoin to 3 new wallets. So I just thought that was an interesting story, that, Bitcoin, you can't hide forever, right? You can't really hide Bitcoin from anyone or anything. It's transparent. It's not anonymous. There are some privacy-based coins that have a higher level of anonymity, but Bitcoin is not one of them. But back in those days, they didn't really have a whole lot of chain analysis firms, and so it was kind of effectively anonymous. It's pseudonymous, right? Because they didn't have the technology back then that they do now to sort of trace down IP addresses like they do now, right? So yeah, let's get to clear signing here. What is clear signing? This involves Ledger, but like I said, it is an issue across all hardware wallets that are used to secure DeFi. If you're using DeFi with a third-party wallet like MetaMask or Rabby, or there's a lot of third-party wallets out there that are interacting with DApp sites like Uniswap or SushiSwap or 1inch. These wallets are, and all of the things that you're doing on these platforms involve smart contracts. They are mostly involve EVM blockchains, Ethereum being the granddaddy, but there's a lot of cryptos that run on the EVM chain. EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine. Chains like Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Optimism, Arbitrum, those are all EVM chains, and they use smart contracts. And so if you're securing one of those wallets with a hardware device, you need to be aware that a lot of times what you're seeing on your device is not giving you enough information to securely authorize. Most of the time, if you're on a above board site like Uniswap, you can pretty much see what you're doing on their site, but there are a lot of malicious sites that pretend to be Uniswap, or they might be claiming that you should be getting an airdrop or minting an NFT, or a lot of people get tricked into doing shady things where there's malicious smart contracts, and they don't really see what they're doing when they authorize using their device. So that needs to change. If we've got clear signing technology implemented, you will see on your device, on your screen, exactly what you're doing. And so if something fishy is going on, it'll show up on your screen. You'll see, hey, wait a minute, this isn't what I was intending to do. So Ledger has been at the forefront of digital asset security for a decade. Comprehensive approach integrates hardware, software, a proprietary secure operating system, and secure touchscreens. As the primary hardware solution featuring a secure screen, a Ledger device allows you to trust the transaction details it shows, empowering users to generate and safeguard private keys offline and ensuring peace of mind in an increasing digital world. So, so this is kind of a demonstration of what they're talking about. On your screen, you should see very clearly what you're doing. Like here, you see the contract, 1inch fusion swap. You're sending 1,000 wrapped Matic, and you're receiving in exchange 554.91 US dollar tether, right? And there's the wallet address, right? It's very clear. Most of the time when you're on a DApp site, when you're staking or swapping, what you see on the device is unintelligible to you. It's a lot of hex code. And so that needs to improve, because you're basically, if you don't know what you're signing, then it's almost like, why are you even using a hardware wallet, right? So you want to be able to see clearly what you're signing, and it should be human readable so that you understand what you're authorizing, right? And Ledger has the whole package, right? Ledger has a secure screen technology. Let me see if I can. There was a I think this is there was like a site. This is like the Clear Signing for Dummies site, where it's a little easier to kind of take in. So they will warn you when blind signing is, when you're about to sign something with blind signing. And clear signing is being able to verify exactly what you're doing. And the secure display is tantamount in this. Because Ledger screens are secure, which means that the screen is being run directly from the secure element chip, so that you know that what you see on the screen is legitimate. There are a lot of hardware wallets out there that use co-processors. So they have secure element chip for storing private keys, but it's usually kind of glorified memory storage of secure element chip, whereas Ledger has a programmable secure element chip that actually does the cryptographic operations and shows you exactly what's being done from within the secure element chip directly on the screen, right, without using a co-processor. That's very important. Anyway, I kind of wanted to get that out there, just so you guys could kind of wrap your head around it. So I wanted to bring that up. Let me get over here, and then about halfway through, so I'm going to move some crypto for you guys. It's been a while, and I've got some stuff lined up. I just want to do some quick trades and transfers and see if we can't try one of these clear signing things. OneKey Pro versus Ledger Flex, which is better? I can't tell you that. I have objective reviews of both wallets. It's entirely up to you. Based on your research. I don't tell people what wallets to buy. If I just told you what wallet to buy, you probably wouldn't trust me. If I'm just out there saying, hey, you got to go buy this wallet, I wouldn't be much of an educator, right? I give every wallet, honest, objective reviews, and the decision is up to you. I'm sorry, that's just been my policy since I started this thing. I just do reviews. I try not to make recommendations. Sometimes I do, but it's just a toss-up. It's because there are so many factors to consider: affordability, usability, convenience. There's always trade-offs in everything in life, right? So, maybe you don't have $400 to spend on a Ledger STAX, right? You want something that's a little more affordable, but comparable. So you have to take those things into consideration when, hey, what's the best wallet? But thank you for the question. Rex, the perfect companion for both your gas grill and skillet is a sous vide cooker. Hey, I got to check into that. What's that all about, Fred? As more and more people are getting into crypto, I can't recommend your tutorials enough. Seems like I'm mentioning you to guys at work at least a few times a week now. Wow, that's really nice, Fred. I appreciate that. That's really cool. Why would they buy when they can steal with impunity? Well, I'm not sure what that comment it relates to, something I said in the news or something about the dark web. I'm not sure. But I get that. Oh, yeah, the government. Yeah, they do. They steal with impunity. That's funny because I did this, the video I was telling you about crypto taxes. And a lot of the comments about the video were negative about not only crypto being taxed, but being taxed in general. A lot of people just commenting, taxation is theft and that kind of stuff. A lot of strong opinions around taxes, right? But I feel like if I'm going to do a crypto channel that's education based, there are a lot of people that ask me, hey, how do I do my crypto taxes? I'm not a tax consultant. I'm not an accountant. I'm not even, like a crypto tax specialist in any way or form, but I have used these services, and I've, done some tutorials on how to, get set up, how to set up the account, connect your exchanges and your wallets. And a lot of people out there are really looking for direction, or guidance. And so, I do these videos. Whether or not I feel that taxation is theft, or, we should abolish the IRS, or all that stuff, that's kind of moot. I'm just out there providing tutorials for people that want to know, hey, how do I do this? That's me. How do I do this? How do I make a transfer? How do I connect my wallet to a crypto tax service? I can't do your taxes for you or give you advice on FIFO or LIFO or any of that stuff, but I can give you a tutorial on how you use these services if you want to pay your taxes. Let's see. FIFA has nothing to do with the summit. Algorand going to sneak a FIFA coin. Remember to smash the like. Appreciate that. Why BCH and LTC and ETC did not get any love at the summit? That's a good question. They've kind of fallen by the wayside. Bitcoin Cash is a fork off of what we consider the main Bitcoin network or blockchain, whereas the people that are into Bitcoin Cash say that they are the true fork, and that the Bitcoin that everyone's paying 100,000 for is, a faux Bitcoin. But yeah, considering what the market price of Bitcoin is and Bitcoin Cash, I don't think there's too many people listening to them. Although a lot of people are devotees of Bitcoin Cash. ETC, or Ethereum Classic, is also a fork off the original Ethereum chain. A lot of people still use that. There was a discrepancy over a giant hack, and they wanted to roll back the blockchain, and the people that rolled it back became Ethereum Classic. Or I think the people that rolled it back became Ethereum, and the people that refused to roll back the chain became Ethereum Classic. But they're still around. Litecoin used to be big. I talked about that in my little commercial I did for Coinbase. When I started using Coinbase in 2017, they only sold 3 cryptos. They sold Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Those were the only 3 cryptos you could buy on Coinbase. They sell hundreds now. But yeah, I mean, Litecoin has been around forever, and a lot of people thought that it was, going to be one of the majors, but it's never gotten back to its all-time high. I think in 2017 it was $330, something like that. It's struggling to stay over $100. Anywho, let's move some crypto around. So let's start on Kraken. I've got some. If we go into my portfolio, we've got some Bitcoin and some Cardano in my Kraken account. Let's move that over to my Ledger device. I'm going to use Ledger Live. We're just going to keep it simple. We'll drop this in my Ledger STAX. So notice here that I have Bitcoin on my STAX and on my Flex. Now, I use that term loosely, on my STAX or on my Flex. We all know the Bitcoin is not stored on the device, I hope. And we all know that Bitcoin is not stored in Ledger Live in my computer somewhere. Bitcoin is out there on the blockchain. Your devices are the authorization keys that we use to access the wallet on the blockchain. Isn't the internet an amazing tool, right? Isn't blockchain an amazing technology? The ledgers are out there, multiple nodes running all over the world, keeping in sync with each other to keep track of whose wallet has which balance and transaction history, right? All that is immutable due to advanced cryptography. So, but I digress. I just want you to note that you can manage more than one device in Ledger Live, all right? I've got Bitcoin being managed by my Flex, and I got Bitcoin being managed by my STAX. So if we go into this account and I try to do a transaction and I don't have my STAX attached, if I've got my Flex attached, it's going to fail. It's going to be an error message, right? But instead of waiting for that, I just name them accordingly so I don't get confused. I'm an old man, right? I don't want to try to keep track of, oh, that's the one that I use my flex, and just put the name on there for me, right? You can see I have them all named accordingly. That's how you keep them straight. Anyway, let's go into Stacks. Let's hit receive. And I got Stacks attached over here. And so let's see. We can move over here. Let's see if this works. We're going to try some high tech here. Okay. I've got the phone up here. I don't think I need it. Yeah. All right. So we unlock our device. Oh, do I have this thing? Okay. Let me enter my PIN here. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope you can hear me okay. I switched mics. I hope you guys can hear me okay. All right, I'm going to get over here. And I think I can do this, right? I got this. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Let's hit continue. And let's take a look at what we got here. All right, so it wants me to open the Bitcoin app on the device. And this is where we confirm the device matches the account. Right, so it wants me to verify the Bitcoin address. Right, there's the address on the device. What are we doing here? There we go. And there's the address on the screen in Ledger Live. Right, so we want to confirm this so that we know that this account matches this device. I had a wonderful guy. He set up an account with a device, and the account was in Ledger Live. And then he somehow reset his device. And here, let's go ahead and go back there. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll confirm that. But let's do that just one more time. So when you do the receive, notice how you can bypass that. I don't have my device, right? Of course, it happened too fast for me to deny it. Let's do it one more time. We can bypass that by saying I don't have my device, and it goes straight to showing you the address. It's a bad idea to not have your device attached, because this friend of mine that did that was dropping XRP in his Ledger Live wallet over the course of several years, and then come to find out he no longer had the right configuration on his device. The happy ending to the story is I finally helped him find the seed phrase that was a match and get his device restored so that he could re-access the crypto. But had he been doing the hardware check, he would have found out long ago, hey, this address is inaccessible. I better stop dropping XRP in there. So yeah, hardware check is a good thing. All right. Oh, well, yeah, I still need to get the address. All right. Let's get the address, right? That's what we want, right? That's what this whole thing is about. Okay. There we go. So I want to copy this in my clipboard. Okay. Now we're talking. All right. So, and then I want to go over to Coinbase. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to do Kraken. That's okay. Same thing. Not the same thing. This is very close. Now with Kraken, when you do a withdrawal, they want you to set up or whitelist the address you're sending to. So I think I've already sent some to it. We're going to use Bitcoin. And then when you manage addresses, you pull it down. You can see here that I have, let's see, it should be like Ledger. Maybe I don't. Well, that's good because I'll show you how we do that. I don't believe I have it. Oh, wait, there it is. Ledger STAX Bitcoin. Yeah. Also notice that that address there is not the same as this one because Bitcoin wallets generate new addresses every time. But all of the previous addresses stay valid, right? So you can continue to send to an existing Bitcoin address. So we'll do that, and we'll send it all because I'm confident, and we'll just choose withdraw Bitcoin. And there's a breakdown of what we're doing. Let's hit withdraw. And I think we did a Bitcoin transfer last week, and it was wallet to wallet, right? We did from device to device, and it took forever to hit the wallet. So hopefully it won't take that long. But let's go back to Ledger Live, and I'm just going to confirm that. Whoops. Yeah, so all this hardware check was kind of moot because I did use a whitelisted address. Usually I don't do that. I usually will just like only grab, the actual address I'm sending to and not white. But I would have to whitelist a new address every time I made a transfer of Bitcoin from Kraken. So I verified that address when I set it up, so I know it's to this stacks. Let's go. What else did we have? We had some or what did we have in there? I thought we had some Cardano. Okay. Do I have my Cardano set up here? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Doesn't look like I do. Okay. So we'll take it through the whole process, right? We want to do an add account. We want to choose Cardano, wherever it is. There it is. I'm going to hit continue here, and then we'll look at our device. Wants me to allow a secure connection because I don't have the Cardano app on this device at the moment. So it's going to install it for me. Okay, it looks like okay. So we've hit a snag. I always do in my live stream. It's telling me the app isn't there, and the reason why it didn't install it for us automatically, most likely, is because it's full. Yeah. So we got to find something. Well, I don't need Monero, not at the moment. Okay, so let's get rid of that. We can get rid of Ton too. So yeah, get those off. All right, and now we can put Cardano on there. There's room now. Erin was asking me about this earlier. She sent me an email, and I told her, if it's full, you can delete apps, but it doesn't destroy the wallets, and you can shuffle them back on later when you need them. So, for example, I took off the Ton, and if I ever needed to use my Ton wallet again, I would just reinstall the Ton app, and then you regain the same wallet. It doesn't destroy the wallet to delete an app. I mean, it technically it deletes it off the device, but the device will always generate the same wallet again when you reinstall. It's the cryptography keeps track of the wallet for you. All right, now we can go back over here and add our Cardano account because now we've got the app on our device. For every account when you set it up, you're going to need the corresponding app on your device. Okay, it wants me to open the Cardano app. All right, and then let's see what's going on over here. We're adding an account. Now okay, yeah, this is brand new. I've never done it on this Stacks before. All right, see what I did there? I named it Stacks so I would remember because the Stacks is attached. So I want to know that, hey, this account is on my Stacks. Let's hit add account. Now, if you had more than one Stacks, then to keep them straight physically, you could put some labels on the back to keep them straight. and then use that labeling scheme in your Ledger Live, right? Stacks number 1, stacks A, stacks B, however you decide you want to label your devices, right? Let's see, we got that. Now what we want to do is just go in there and, whoops, I'll show you what I'm doing here. We want to go into the Cardano. I'll show you that again. We're in accounts. I've just added this new Cardano STAX account. Let's hit receive. We're going to do the hardware check, of course. Right? And there it is, processing. All right, it wants me to verify. There's that Cardano address. Let's look here. It's the same address. Well, Cardano addresses are very long, right? But you want to verify that. And then after, I want to show you the, okay, so we swipe over and, oh, yeah, we can, before we hit confirm, copy this into our clipboard. Because once we hit confirm, that box is going to go away, right? We go back to this. All right, so now that we've done that, let's go back to Kraken. Let's go to our Cardano. Let's do our withdrawal. And we're going to need to add a new address, right? I've never sent to this device before. So we'll hit manage, add new address. I need to run over here. Oops. Switch back over here. I want to name this one. I'll call this one Cardano STAX, so I know where it goes. And then I'll paste in that Cardano address. Boom, there it is. All right, all I need to do now is verify that in email. So we'll go back over here. We'll confirm that new withdrawal address. Okay, now we can go back to Kraken and just choose that address, right? Cardano STAX. I'll send it all. We'll hit withdraw. And we're done. Oops. I got to switch back. Yeah, I'm like, My bad there. Am I okay? Yeah. I had the other mic sitting on the table over there. And I grabbed the boom mic, and so I'm sure you guys couldn't hear me. That was me. My bad. I was talking into the wrong mic. Shows me switching mics can be problematic sometimes. But I think I'm done over there on that table with that device. We could run this firmware update. Let's go ahead and do that while we're waiting. Okay, so it wants me to update the firmware on the stacks. So I'll do that. And then I'll just show you what's going on over there. Yeah, so you can see the device now. You know what? This never really works, that backup of the lock screen pick. Very seldom works. But that's okay. There it is. It's loading the firmware update now. And this is what we're seeing over here. We're just seeing a progress bar over here. Right, and that's what's going on over on that table over there. So it downloads the software from the secure Ledger servers. And there is a cryptographic verification that goes on between the device and the Ledger servers to make sure that the device is legitimate and you're getting the legitimate firmware. Right, it's a very secure process. All right, I'm going to tap that. I hope I didn't cancel it. And then, oh, doggone it, I did cancel it. Ugh. All right. I hit the wrong button. Oops. Let's do that again. Okay. Actually, I think it's going to just pick up where it left off. This me flipping back and forth between these. It's a little problematic, but we'll get there. Okay, there it goes. Now it's doing it again. Doggone it, Rex. Yeah, I reached over to tap the button, and I tapped just below the button where it says cancel, so yeah. Yeah, I think I was just over here for a second with the wrong mic, so hopefully... Late to the party, Goofy Dude. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now I'm going to install. This time I'm going to tap install rather than cancel. All right. Okay, here it comes over here. Lightning fast. I wasn't planning on doing this firmware update, but yeah. This is a good thing to do while we're waiting for the crypto to hit the wallet. Now it's waiting for me to do something over there, I think. Okay. It wants me to enter the PIN. Okay. Wants me to... Oh, is this going to work? That would be interesting if this works. Let's see. Here we go again. Okay. Oh, are you kidding me? Start it over again. Oh, I don't know what I did. Oh, I shouldn't even have gone into this. I should have not messed around with this in the middle of the live stream. But I did. Sorry. So I don't know what happened, but it's like acted like it didn't work. I don't know if maybe I accidentally hit something over on the computer that canceled it, and now it's starting over again. Yeah, I had somebody in the comments the other day say, "Oh, my Ledger bricked while running the firmware update," and a lot of that can be attributed to this process is so complicated. Yeah, so all right, yeah. Actually, it looks like it's done. Yeah. But it didn't get, I'm sure it didn't get my picture back. Oh yeah, all my apps are gone. Burp. Yeah. It failed in that respect, but that's okay. Let's just do Bitcoin and Cardano since that's where we're at. I can put the other apps on there later. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I can still see the accounts in Ledger Live. And we're basically done with the transfer. Let's see. Scene Cenex. I'm planning on moving some fiat to Coinbase to buy more crypto in the near future. What is the best way to keep my cash in Coinbase till I start buying? Well, Coinbase is pretty above board, pretty safe. You could keep your when you make a deposit in Coinbase from one of your connected bank accounts, it's going to come into your USD account. And you can just keep it as USD because you can trade in USD quite easily. Or if you want to, you can convert it to US dollar coin if you want to keep it on Coinbase in stablecoin form. It's not really that big of a deal because they're pretty much equivalent, and it doesn't really cost you anything to convert back and forth. So when you go into trade something in cash, right, you can see over here that you can switch between cash and US dollar. So as far as the trading interface is concerned, you just have to indicate which one you want to use, but they're logically equivalent in Coinbase. So, you can keep it in there as cash in your cash account, and then just wait for the opportunity to buy, right? Let's see, where are we here? Okay, looks like we got those two on there. Let's see if those transfers came through. Yeah, so we did the transfer. No, that's 8. I'm sorry. That was the 4th, which I did the other day. Tonight is the 8th. Let's see how our Cardano's doing. Did it come through? Yes, so the Cardano came through. You can see that just hit the wallet not too long ago. I think Cardano, the Cardano blockchain is a little faster than Bitcoin, right? When you see this not confirmed, don't panic. It doesn't mean that you don't have it. It just means that it's not spendable yet. So as long as you see it hit the wallet, then you can rest easy knowing that it's safe and secure in the wallet. It might take it a little while to confirm fully on the blockchain to become spendable, which means then you can send it back out again. But that's how blockchains work, right? Let's see. Bitcoin stacks, anything happening over here? I don't think so. Yeah, it might take a while for the Bitcoin to hit the wallet, although it varies depending on blockchain activity. Sometimes it just, bam, it hits right away when you withdraw from Coinbase. Other times it could take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or longer. Not much longer than that. It's very rare that it's going to take longer than that. I don't have a Ledger you recommend. I like Ledger myself. I use it quite often. And I also have Trezor and OneKey and Tangem. But, it's technically challenging to juggle a lot of different wallets. It's not, rocket science or anything. But I personally am a little more comfortable just using one or two wallets rather than spreading my assets across 5 different wallets. Some people feel better than doing it that. Some people feel better spreading their assets across 5 different wallets, 5 different brands, because they think stuff like, oh, what if the company goes out of business? Which is really kind of a moot point because all these wallets use industry standard backup phrases. So if any of the wallets that you're using goes out of business, you can always import the wallet into a different hardware brand. So yeah. So I guess that's why I'm saying I use the Ledger, because I'm just comfortable with it. I've used it for a long time. So that's kind of where my go-to stuff is. And most people that use hardware wallets are using ledgers, right? I don't know what the statistics are, but I would venture to say that a big percentage of people that are out there using hardware wallets are using ledgers. And that's kind of why I demo ledgers, right? If I were out there, if I were demoing some obscure wallet, some obscure air gap wallet, you guys would be like, what the heck's this guy doing? I don't get it. Why would I want to do this? That kind of stuff. So that's kind of why I stick to Ledger and Trezor and Tangem, because they're the mainstream wallets, and I'm gearing this for newcomers and mainstream crypto users. Let's see. Why is there some sort of memory on the Ledger? I notice you have to delete apps. Because that is storage for the apps. You're referring to the storage space for the I wiped it out when I was doing my firmware update, but that's not a big deal. Like I said, you can add and delete apps, but they only hold a certain amount of apps. The apps are actually the guts of the cryptographic functionality of the wallet. Runs within the device, and the device has to have some software for whatever crypto you're managing. So in this case, If you want to manage Bitcoin, you need the device and the software that makes it work. Just like, you have a computer, you need to have Windows on there. So the device has whatever apps you need for the cryptos you want to manage. So some people might just be using Bitcoin and Ethereum. I had several others on there, but that's a limited amount of storage. It's not unlimited because it's software running on the device. Just like Windows takes up room on your hard disk, apps and Microsoft Word takes up room on your hard drive, and your web browsers take up room on your hard drive. The software that runs on your computer requires space, right? So you need storage space. Ledger devices very similar. The device needs to run software, and the software takes up space. That's why I was running out of space. I had so many apps on there. All right. Let's see where we're at here. It doesn't look like this Bitcoin's going to hit anytime today. It'll probably hit like right after I sign off. Best in show. Okay, you're Michael. You're giving us some market updates on Bitcoin. Yeah, Bloomberg. I don't take what Bloomberg says about Bitcoin with a grain of. I take what Bloomberg says about Bitcoin with a grain of salt. They bashed Bitcoin for years, and now that they're finally getting serious coverage, giving Bitcoin and crypto serious coverage, they're on the skeptical side. So yeah, they're always gonna, and predictions, are a dime a dozen. There's people. I mean, I saw somebody predicting Bitcoin was going to hit 135,000, on after the crypto summit, and they were wrong. Bitcoin bounced at 79,000, and we're back in the mid 80s right now. So whether or not it's going to hit 70, it could, it couldn't, doesn't. Try not to get too caught up in the day to day. We're here. We focus more on the mechanics of self-custody here. Anyhow, I'm going to sign off. I was going to do a little more, but I got bogged down doing that firmware update. But you can see that, it wasn't the end of the world. That, my firmware update failed in the middle. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so I can just go back and reinstall those apps that I had on there before. And yeah, it's not a big deal. Right? But yeah, sometimes I run into snags while I'm doing live streams and mic problems and stuff like that. Yeah, Bloomberg needs to buy low. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. Sorry about the mic issue. I was switching back and forth and forgot to switch mics when I moved over to the other screen. I needed to get over here to my keyboard, so sorry about that. Let's see, where are we? Right here. Once again, I want to thank everybody for being here. Kenny, thanks for being here, and thanks for the news. As always, I appreciate you. Thank you, Andreas, Simon, and Mark Schlossberg, for hanging out early. It's great to have you guys here every week. Thank you for everyone that jumped in and asked questions. I appreciate everybody that's here. Thank you if you were just listening. I appreciate it. Thanks for smashing those likes. And thanks for the reminder, Fred. I appreciate that. Dan, thank you so much for being here and moderating. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Always nice to see Dan in person on our monthly investor meeting. So it's going to be fun. We will be here again, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me again next week for the live stream from Michigan, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, where you can... No, I lost it. I lost my train of thought. The live stream from Michigan, where you can ask questions and get all that good stuff going. I'm getting tired. My mouth has been yapping for 60 minutes. So anyway, thanks for being here. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click. That will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. I will be posting new content. Keep an eye on that. Tax season's coming up, so I'm trying to cover all of the major crypto tax software services to give you a head start on filing taxes on your crypto if you're inclined to do so, and if you don't believe, that, well, I think a lot of the people that come into my comments and say that taxation is theft are probably still paying their taxes. You can shake your fist at them, but you don't want to incur their ire. Anyway, I want to thank everybody again, and have a good night. I appreciate you guys.